ICSSR Research Institute, Ministry of HRD, Government of India, Hyderabad. Dr. Malyadri, having 33 years teaching experience, and he served as a principal in Osmania University affiliated government degree colleges for 10 years. He served as a principal in the Rayalaseema University affiliated government degree college for 3 years. And he served as a director research and development in JNTUH affiliated engineering college. He has published around 143 research paper, 6 books, and he have done 2 UGC major research project. He has published number of international journal associated as member editorial advisory board 354. Number of PhD awarded under his guidance is 13. Department of Commerce and Management, Osmania Universities, and other universities. He has reviewed 2000 research articles, and he has conducted 95 seminars, and he has delivered 34 talks discussion in All India Radio Television. He has visited the different countries like Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and served as a resource person in national and international conferences. He served as a program officer, National Services Scheme, and he has he bought 55 lakhs crore project, a 3.70 crore project under Corporate Social Responsibility Scheme for Arunodaya Pharma Limited. So, sir, welcome to you in the FDP. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Garima Sharma, Madam, Director, Genesis of Educational Impressions, Roorkee, Uttarakhand. It is a pleasure for me to associate with this FDP for 7 days. As a matter of fact, the FDP may consist around 7 issues since the beginning of preparation of synopsis for PhD proposal and till the submission of PhD thesis. Many issues are involved. So the scholars, those who are doing PhD, either maybe full-time scholars or part-time scholars, they need to know the important issues, especially practical issues. The FDP is not at all a theoretical base. It is completely, it is a title itself indicates that empirical study, how the scholar is advised to take up a empirical study and how he may indulge with the various issues as per the format, as per the research methodology. So, brief about my title, preparation of synopsis for PhD proposal. As you are all aware, you need to identify a topic and then in consultation with your research supervisor, you need to have more discussions, and finally after identifying the research topic, you are supposed to prepare a research design. So the scholars, especially in social sciences or any other subjects, they are supposed to take up, they are supposed to collect empirical evidence at grassroots level so that they may be able to provide good inputs, and so many implications may be provided so that the policy, it will be definitely helpful to the policy decisions. Now, I will briefly explain by sharing PowerPoint presentation. Just a minute, please. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, welcome to the participants of 1 week FDP on research methodology and scientific components for empirical study and research. Now, I am going to take up on preparation of synopsis for PhD proposal. The outline of the presentation. Now I will brief about the various issues like meaning of research design, what is an empirical study, need and purpose of research design, components of research design. So these are all the important issues for the preparation of the synopsis for a research design. See, for a research design, for conduct of any study, you need to prepare some synopsis for your proposed study. So in that connection, what we may call it as a research design. So for research design, you are supposed to prepare the synopsis. And I strongly suggest all the scholars to take it up a study completely based upon the primary data and also secondary data. That is called empirical study. That also I will discuss at length. And what is the need and purpose of the research design? That is preparation of the synopsis, and what are the components in preparation of the synopsis. That we will discuss at length. What is the meaning of research design? Research design is the logical and systematic planning and directing of piece of work. So basically, for conduct of a study, you need to prepare a proposal. So for that, you need to prepare synopsis. So based upon the synopsis, you may conduct the study very effectively, and you can successfully complete your research work within the stipulated time. So it is a systematic planning. So as per the plan, you may conduct the research work. So it is a sketch how research should be conducted, and with the help of the various research methods. So you are supposed to follow the methodological issues in conducting the research study, right? Next, what is empirical study? Empirical study, it refers the collection and analysis of primary data based on direct observations or experience in the field. That we may call it as empirical evidence. So to collect the empirical evidence, to collect the primary data from the respondents, you need to collect the information from the respondents. Maybe suppose if you are planning to take up a study on customer service in commercial banks. So customers are your respondents. Sometimes you can plan for collecting the data from the customers directly through questionnaire method or directly through schedule method. So under schedule method, you directly go to the customers and collect the information from the customers. Questionnaire method means you may send it by mail to the customers, and in turn they will fill it up and send it back to you. That is the questionnaire method. Next, empirical research. It is based on observed and measured phenomena and derives knowledge from actual experience rather than from theory or belief. So it is not on theoretical base. It is purely a practical exposure. Next, quantitative and qualitative approaches. In fact, these approaches are employed to collect data across a variety of field study types, including empirical studies. So, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative means in terms of in terms of numbers. Qualitative means in terms of words. So that you can adopt any method, either quantitative or qualitative. Next, what is the need and purpose of research design? So while preparing synopsis, as I told you, that is called research design. So for why you need to prepare the research design? What is the importance? What is the purpose? That I will discuss now. To minimize the expenditure. So because once you have a specific plan, definitely if you go according to plan, the expenditure will be reduced. In terms of research also, if you plan as per the methodological issues, as per your synopsis, then definitely you can reduce the expenditure and you can also complete the work within the stipulated time. To collect the relevant data, techniques. To collect the relevant data and techniques. So you can collect the data, and for collection of data, you can adopt different techniques. To provide blueprint for plans. You have many plans, and based upon the plan, you can successfully collect the information, and based upon the information, you can interpret, you can analyze and interpret the data, and you can come out with good conclusions. To allow smooth working of research operations. Yes, definitely, if you have a specific plan, you have a specific design, definitely you can conduct smoothly without any difficulty. To provide an overview, yes. The research design definitely it provides an excellent overview for successful completion of the research project or a research work. To provide a direction, yes, you can do the work as per the plans. You have various plans, how to do, where to do, how to collect the information, what are the different statistical techniques you are supposed to adopt, how to interpret, how to analyze the data, how to interpret the data. So likewise, if you are to avoid future failures. So you can avoid failures also, because since you are implementing according to plan, definitely you can avoid failures, and you can successfully come out with work. To act as a guide, definitely these guidelines, these synopsis, what we may call it as a design, a research design, will definitely act as a guide. To facilitate the smooth scaling, definitely this research design, what we may call it as the synopsis, will definitely facilitate for successful conduct, for smoothly conduct of the research work. What are the characteristics of good research design? Objectivity, yes, definitely. For any research design, there may be some objectives. So based upon the, it should be fulfilled as per the norms, as per the methodological issues, and it should have reliability, because you are strictly conducting the research study with various methodological issues. So definitely there should be some reliability, and validity also. It may have validity, since you are collecting the data at grassroots level, definitely it helps. It provides the validity and adequate information. Adequate information may be provided based upon the design and generalizability. You can also provide the inputs which may be generalized in other areas also. Next, adaptability. It can be adaptable for various issues, which your results will undoubtedly helpful. And neutrality. So it is free from bias, because straight away you are collecting the information at grassroots level. Definitely you are free from bias. Components of synopsis. Earlier, we had a discussion that for conducting a study, we need to prepare a design. So based upon the design, you may conduct the study and collect the information, and finally analyze and interpret the data, and you can come out with good conclusions. So that is a research study. So for all this, you have to prepare the synopsis. So based upon once the synopsis is approved by the research committee, then you can start the work. What are the components of synopsis? So these are all the components of the synopsis. First, title. I already told you that the title may be finalized in consultation with your research supervisor. Next, under the components of synopsis, introduction, statement of the problem, theoretical framework, significance of the study, a review of existing studies, research gap, objectives of the study, hypothesis, research methodology, limitations of the study, a reference period, scope of the study, definitions of concepts, implications of the study, timeline, budget, tentative chapterization, the references. So commonly all these synopses you are supposed to prepare for a research proposal, for a research project, for a PhD topic. So once these synopses are approved, then you can you can start the work based upon this design, what we may call based upon this synopsis. So let me check every issue, so that we'll discuss at length about different synopses, and then you may be able to take up the study very easily. Title of the empirical study. So first, title. As I told you that how to prepare the title, how to decide the title, that is most important, because you are supposed to discuss at length with your supervisor, and see how title, say for finalizing the title, you are supposed to go through the various journals, books, and already the studies are conducted. You have to go through it, you have to study it, and generally the title may be 10 to 15 words. Don't go more than the 15 words, because it should be very short as possible and no shorter. See, basically to encourage the reader to read the report. Reader means here adjudicator or the researchers. So it should be, your title should be catchy, and it should be scientific. Specified, the problem should be specified in your title. That is most important. And there should be some relevance. It must not be too narrow or too vague. So latest issue should be taken up. Hello. Program. So you are supposed to take up the latest issue, because you need to be given a latest topic so that it have more relevance, and as far as possible you are supposed to take up a latest issue, but it should have some background. It should have a support with the previous studies. Okay, next. Introduction. So under the synopsis, as I told you, after the title synopsis, under the synopsis, introduction, how to write an introduction. And a good introduction with good motivation is half of your success. So you are supposed to say something about the topic, the issue, and you are supposed to cover some of the issues, like the research problem, the motivation of your research on the research problem, the claim of your contribution, the summary of evidence to support your claim, the significance of your contribution, and outline on the topic. So these are all the important issues you have to cover under introduction. So under the introduction, you are supposed to write at least 1 to 2 pages are required for writing an introduction. Next, statement of the problem. Say what is the actual problem which you are going to focus, which you are going to study. That should be the next issue. Next, theoretical framework. Say what are the relevance of different theories which is related to your topic. That should be specified, and also what is the significance of your study. That also be focused under the synopsis. So, however, you need to discuss at length about the review of existing studies. What are the various studies should be focused under review of literature. So for setting of the research objectives, you need to study different studies, different existing studies. So you have to focus on previous research. What are the various studies conducted related to your topic? Relevance. What relevance